People invest in things because of emotions. They get emotional about stuff, like when crypto came out, everybody rushed into crypto, but most people didn't even know what they were investing in. They're buying coins because their Uber driver told them, oh, this one's going to the moon. And then it didn't. They made an emotional based decision with their money. And usually that never ends well. See, if we can just stop making decisions based on emotions, and we can start making investment decisions or decisions about our money with pure logic. The rose-colored glasses, let me just show you what they look like. The rose-colored glasses will literally come off, and you'll start to see things for what they really are. And you'll be able to make sound decisions based on what you're investing in, because those decisions will be based on logic. And a lot of times that logic will tell you, well, I'm not going to invest in this. So if you start just using logic and you stop making quick knee-jerk emotional-based reactions or emotional-based decisions when it comes to your money, you're going to be a lot better off. You got to get rid of those rose-colored glasses because they're serving you not so well. And moving past that, the other thing that a lot of people make the mistake, and this is where I was going with this, is, not using emotions, strictly use logic, but also invest in things that you know, things that you like, and things that you understand. See, if you invest in things that you know, like, and understand, your chance of making money, your chance of losing money are far less because you understand it. What are you good at? What do you do every day? What do you consider yourself an expert in? That's what you should be investing in because you know, like, and understand it. And if you step outside and your emotions take back over and you start investing in things that you don't know, like, and understand, your chances of losing money are significantly greater, which is why I can't understand why so many people put their money in the stock market when they know nothing about the stock market. But if they were to understand the stock market and they were to understand what they're investing in, well, they'd have a much better shot of making money because they'd know how to buy low, sell high, and not lose money. But most people do the opposite. They use emotions. So what does that result in? It results in them buying high. Why? Because your emotions kick in when everything's doing well, right? When everybody else is putting their money in something. That's usually when something's high. So because emotions kick in, you buy high. And then what happens? Well, those emotions stay with you. And when the stock goes down or the mutual fund goes down or ETF or whatever the heck you invested in goes down, those emotions then prompt you to make a bad decision and sell low. And when you buy high and you sell low, what is the automatic? You lose money. The complete opposite of what you need to do, which is buy low, sell high, and then you can't lose money. So simple, folks. And that's led by a whole nother untold truth. And that is called greed. You see, if you're going to invest, you need to invest and be realistic. So many people are chasing the big returns. They always want the big return. Oh, I lost some money and I got to make up. That's the worst, scariest thing when I hear it. When somebody's on a vengeance. Oh, I got to make up. Well, that means you're going for that risk. I got to take on that risk. I got to make up lost time. I got to make up for that retirement money that I didn't save. I got to catch up. I want to retire someday. So I got to get ahead. Where can I make the most amount of money? Yep. Over there, right where you're going to lose your money. Because if you're not realistic with your investments, then you're greedy. And you need to be realistic and never get greedy. But when you make decisions based on trying to make big returns, you're making emotional-based decisions to be greedy. And greed never lands you in the right place. Maybe for a short while, like, oh, that Chris guy didn't know what he was talking about. I'm doing just fine. Until you're not. You see, this isn't difficult stuff. Be realistic and never get greedy. So let's just do a recap of what we did so far. Number one, told you a story about my mom and my little black box that got me that dirt bike. Pay yourself first. And that should be no less than 10% of the gross amount that you earn. Number two, your money must be in motion. Don't give up control of your money. Don't put your money in places and leave it sit because that compound interest thing you've been, told that you got to put the money here and just leave it sit. I can show you how to make uninterrupted compound interest and your money can still be in motion. You can make compound interest and your money can be in motion. We'll get to that in a little bit. Number three, you got to protect your wealth and invest in things that you know, like, and understand. Stop using emotions to make investment decisions. Start using logic and start using logic by investing in things that you know, things that you like and things that you understand. And then the fourth thing, don't get greedy with your money. Don't shoot for the stars. Don't shoot for the moon. Oh, it's going to the moon. No, make realistic decisions with return. Sometimes a consistent lower return will always outweigh that big return you're going for. You're not always going to get that. Slow and steady wins the race. You've heard this a million times. And then the other thing too, another untold truth about money. I mean, this is probably the most important one I could ever tell you. You want to make a lot of money? You want a lot of wealth? This isn't going to make a lot of sense to you. But if you do want to become stupid rich, stupid wealthy, all you need to do is one thing: solve a problem for someone else. Notice how I didn't say solve a problem for you. Notice how I didn't say solve your problem. Notice how nothing around what I just said is you, them. Zig Ziglar said it best. You will get all you want in life if you help enough people get what they want. If you help enough people get what they want. Didn't say if you help yourself get what you want. You got to help others solve their problems. And the bigger the problem, the more you'll make. So if you're in business and you're a creator, so there's really only two types of people. There's people that succeed and people that fail. And there's only one difference between the two, and it's called creation. So if you're a creator and you're creating your destiny, if you're creating your financial plan and you're creating all that, good for you. That's a really important thing. But you want wealth, then go solve somebody else's problem. Because if all you do when you go to work or you go into your business or you go out there to sell something is if you're focused on doing it just to solve your problem. Now, let me give you another story. When I was a financial advisor, sometimes I will tell you that we were taught to go out and sell a product, and we were taught to sell a product. And a lot of times the consultants would tell us what product paid the highest commission. Why would that be? Because they knew inherently we'd go out and try to sell the higher commission one. But whose problem were we trying to solve in doing that? Whose problem was the company's consultant trying to solve the problem for? Them and me. I wasn't solving somebody else's problem, although I thought I was. The first problem I was trying to solve is, how do I make more money? And that always lands you in the wrong mindset. But if you just stop focusing on you, like today, with what we do with BYOB, be your own banker, and the money multiplier method, what we do there 100% revolves around solving the client's problem. Every call we get on with our clients, we're always solving their problem. What problem are we going to solve today? Great. You got debts. Let's pay the debt off. Oh, great. You want to get all the money back for the cars that you buy, drive, and own? Let's solve that problem too. Great. You want to make money twice by tapping into a place where your money can earn uninterrupted compound interest, then taking the money and sending it out into whatever investment or whatever loan you're going to do so you can make money a second time. Great. That's the problem we're going to solve. Notice how none of those discussions were like, well, let's see. How do I solve my problem? And then we'll solve the client's problem. Backwards. That's why with what we do with the specially designed and engineered whole life policies, it requires us to design them so that they actually pay us 60 to 90% less, so that our clients can get 60 to 90% more cash value to use immediately in the first 30 days. You see, that's what I'm just mentioning. Solve somebody else's problem. And if you just do that, you just think about them. Focus on them. Focus on their problem. Get engaged in their problem and really solving it. You're number one going to feel a lot better. You're going to come out on top every single time. And you're always going to be focused on the right thing. And because you're focused on the right thing, your problems, you won't have any. Your problems will take care of themselves. You'll make plenty of money. You make lots of money doing that. Might not come all at once, because building wealth is a marathon. It is not a sprint. And if you're sprinting your way to wealth, then you're making another big mistake. These are some really important, untold truths. And none of them that I just gave you are a product-focused thing. They're all just untold truths. Nobody's telling you this. You're not learning this in school. You're not learning this in college. Your advisor certainly isn't telling you this. I just talked to a gentleman this weekend. He had lost his mother, and he asked me and Larissa to come out and just give him some advice about the house that they inherited and what they should do and what they shouldn't do. And we did. We went out there. We didn't even ask. And they offered to pay us. And we're like, we don't know. We're not taking any money. We just how can we serve? And we did that. We spent a couple hours out there, gave them some great advice. They thanked us. But then in the process, the one gentleman who was there started asking about, money. He'd heard that I got these YouTube videos and he wanted some advice, and I gave him some simple advice. He sent me an email today with what his thoughts were for his money. And I sent an email back with what my thoughts were, which were, of course, the opposite of what he was thinking. And I don't know whether anything will ever happen on that, because that's that switch, right? You got to almost make a complete 180-degree switch in the way that you think about money if you really want to be on the right track.